Here we go. It's another edition of First 11. I'm Dave Johnson along with Bruce Murray. Yeah, your connection with DC United. We get set for the LA Galaxy on Saturday. We will have that for you on iHeartRadio app, iHeart Sports DC. You can sync along with Apple TV. That's at 10:15 on Saturday. But that's bearing the lead. DC United, after a promising start, the 5-2 loss to Nashville in the quarterfinals of the Open Cup. After the game, head coach Troy Lesesne relieved of his duties as head coach. Of course, United right now 4-10-7 in the standings, 12th place among 15 teams in the Eastern Conference. At the end of the day, it is a business, and Troy Lesesne knows this. It's all about results. Frustrating part, and I'll get Bruce to comment, we feel for Troy Lesesne and his commitment. He worked so hard to make it happen. We understand why the decision made. The results just not there. But as Steve Goff noted in the Washington Post, that he worked so hard to work on the culture of DC United. We noticed it at the training facility, photo galleries celebrating the history, including alumni of the team and the legends, celebrating the 4 championships, obviously. Flying out players for the game against San Jose that celebrated the inauguration of this league back in 1996. So Bruce Murray, again, this is it's a cruel business. It's just about results. But certainly Troy Lesesne's heart was in this club because he grew up knowing about this club and he was a fan of this club.
It was unfortunate as to what happened, but he wanted to try and make DC United a family atmosphere. He wanted to involve the players from the past. He wanted to involve you and me, allowing us access out on the field, talking to players. He's a super guy, a great guy, and it didn't come together for him here. I still think he knows quite a lot about the game. I just don't know. I don't know how the locker room and how it worked out that way, but I feel sorry for him. I feel bad for him. He's a great human being, but you're right. It's a brutal business, and he needs to move on.
And we wish him the best. And look, he had success guiding the Red Bulls into the playoffs before he came here. It just didn't work out here. And listen, when coaches lose positions in any sport, it does not mean they can't coach. It just means it didn't work out for whatever reason in the position. And often coaches in every sport move on and find success, and we wish him success. The Washington Post reporting Rene Wheeler from Swiss club Servette will be the next coach, and that's not been officially announced. So we'll see how that plays out. Until that plays out, Kevin Flanagan, United's Director of Youth Academy and Player Development, will oversee the team, and that includes Saturday against the LA Galaxy. And this is a moving train, Bruce Murray. Any way you can relate what the players must be going through right now? Have you been in a similar situation where, look, you've got 48 hours to step on a field, and it doesn't matter who's coaching. There's business to take care of. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, you have to go back to your instincts. You go into emergency thinking. There's nobody who's running the show. Kevin's not going to be able to get his message across in a game, but the team needs to pick up 3 points. So you have to go on your instincts as a pro. You're there for a reason, and you have to go out and you have to play the way you're supposed to play. And you'd be surprised that you get a lot. You'll find quite a few times when they have these coaching changes, there's a lot of good results, and it's because the players are just playing free. They're not playing with restriction. They're not playing under some type of system. They just go out and they play. It's almost like street ball. I've been in the situation. U.S. men's national team coach got relieved of his duties. I was in Bermuda, and I think we're going to Spain the next. But Bob Gansler was relieved of his duties, and it was bizarre. All the players would get together in different rooms and try and figure out how we're going to play. And but it was like you said, it's just it's not easy. But the players go back to they just go out and play. That's what it is.
Why sometimes, and I believe, and I want your comment on this, that a jolt does create a response. Maybe it'll be short term, maybe long term, but because it's just like momentum when you're winning. When all of a sudden you're struggling to score or you're losing, the games just keep coming. And as hard as you try, it's hard to break either good or bad habits.
No, I would agree with that. The situation they're in is it's a good one in a way. I mean, because now everyone's just going to do what they want to do out in LA, and you'd be surprised, Dave. I mean, there's so many times professional soccer is really difficult because you are in a situation where do this, do this, do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. And you become a robot, right? And so now you're going out and you're just letting it rip. And I think that you're going to see that the way we play on Saturday. I think you're going to see a lot of people playing with a lot of freedom.
Now, on Saturday, I don't want to get into tactics. And again, we're talking, you're changing on the fly. There won't be time to make a lot of changes. But I think something we talked about on Wednesday, even though United scored first, a great goal by Gabriel Prati, even though they were up actually 2-0, this team still needs to create more chances. That's an easy statement. Create more chances. Okay, you were a guy that made your living off chances and scoring goals. Take me through the mental process that has to happen for that to happen for DC United.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Players playing with freedom. Take chances. Nobody's going to get punished for taking chances on Saturday. There's a new, they don't have a coach right now. So they're just going to play. And you'd be surprised when you do take chances. If you look at Pirani's goal, he just said, you know what, I'm just going to take two players on and I'm going to go ahead and swing and take a shot. And of course, it ended up being a great goal. I think you're going to, because you're not going to be afraid of losing. I'm watching DC United, Dave, and I see players that seem very scared to lose or make a mistake. And that way you start playing negative and neutral all over the field. And you go from a guy on the left wing who's getting ready to cross the ball, doesn't like to look. He goes back and the ball ends up at the center back and you've gone nowhere. So I think you're going to see players playing completely free and creating chances will come because it's going to be a little bit street ballish. Now,
one player I do want to celebrate that seems like he's playing, and we commented against Nashville, and we've seen it every time he comes in off the bench, is Jackson Hopkins. He seems to be playing with a commitment that says, all right, I want more playing time. So if you're going to give me 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I'm just going to go out. Case in point, he takes a shot 30 yards, and you know what? It didn't miss by much. And that's what I've seen from him as he's come back from injury.
Yeah, let me just put it completely so that there's no way you can misinterpret it. Jackson Hopkins needs to be starting and he needs to be on the field. He is an absolute box-to-box runner. He's strong. He's got a massive frame. Jackson Hopkins is gone from a kid to a man in a year. And, I'm telling you right now, Jackson Hopkins needs to be on the field. He needs to be on the field.
Well, maybe it'll be on the field Saturday, more time against the LA Galaxy. Again, we will join you at 10:15 Saturday night. So go ahead, bring the coffee and stay up late with us. And again, our best wishes to Troy Lesesne. This is a real business. We get passionate, we get emotional about it. But at the end of the day, we deal with people on a personal level, and there's some pain. And we wish, again, Troy Lesesne every success and thank him for really his hard work and commitment. Because I think, Bruce, we know he tried real hard to make it right in DC United. And no doubt it'll work for him somewhere else. We thank you for your time on First 11. Again, you can find us wherever you find your podcast. Please tell your friends as we continue on this journey together. Thanks for listening. And we promised 11 minutes or less, and it was.